Good day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at how the new final form Frieza performs in the Gods of Destruction event. Now we've brought him to the event against Rumshi, and we're running an extreme AGL team with double extreme AGL leads, and that brings us to our first issue with Frieza. Well, not with Frieza, but more just with trying to run an extreme AGL team. There's very limited options in terms of extreme AGL leads. So you have obviously the Android 17 here, the Super 17, who's 130% AGL lead, which is fine, but the problem is Android 17, at least the one I have, with a single dupe is not necessarily the most inspiring unit. Then the rest of the team is okay, but they're running at quite low stats. Now you could run a Wicked Bloodlines team if you have enough of the AGL Wicked Bloodlines units, because you have AGL Metal Cooler, you have AGL Frieza, you have AGL Free-to-Play Cooler, and you have AGL Final Form Frieza, but you're still kind of lacking some necessary components for that, and he's only a Wicked Bloodlines lead. Your next best option is to do a Sworn Enemies cross Planet Namek Saga hybrid team, which actually is possible. I mean, if you take Nail, if you take maybe the AGL free-to-play Piccolo, if you take Berta after he gets his Easy A, you take Frieza, obviously double Friezas, you do somewhat have a team that you could possibly run here. It's just a little bit wonky. Like, the whole team, the whole thing is just a little bit wonky right now to run under other leads. So we need some kind of alternative lead. You know, Super AGL is fortunate in that it has like the Kamehameha lead that has 120% AGL lead, and they have the Goku's Family lead that has 120% AGL lead. So using those kind of units means you can fit a lot of different units underneath them at higher stats. But we'll still get a decent look at how Frieza does under double 130% leads. Depending on your box, you'll probably be able to run Frieza as double lead, and then that's much better for him. Obviously higher stats, running 2 Friezas, but let's just get an idea of how Frieza performs in general. Overall, Frieza does perform quite well. One of the better performers on the team from a defensive standpoint, and obviously from a just operational standpoint entirely. We'll get a good look at his defense here, 150,000, which is a good starting point. Obviously this is his second turn, but 150,000 is really good. Give him maybe 2 more stacks and he should be able to take double digits from the God of Destruction event. And remember, for Frieza, as long as he takes an attack before he fires off his attack, he will also fire off a double super. So the thing about Frieza is you're going to be getting really good attack stats at least twice a turn most times. He's going to be able to stack his defense as long as you get his 18 key, and he does gain that extra key per turn. So overall he looks really solid, especially against Rumshi, where he does these like AoE attacks and stuff. Frieza's pretty much always going to get hit before he fires a super attack, even if he's in the second slot, which is super helpful. You can see there, nice big chunky damage by Frieza. He's going to build his attack on his 12 key, and you also have his active skill that you can use as well when Rumshi gets to 30%. You can see there, I mean look, we've taken maybe a bar of health off of Rumshi right now. He stacked his defense probably to around about 160, 165k, and he still will be able to stack again later on. So realistically, Frieza has a lot of options. Now that's, well, Frieza does a lot of damage, I should say. So because of Frieza's performance, it's pretty difficult to say that Frieza doesn't do well. Frieza does do well in this event. It's just currently the team that I personally can build around him is maybe not so great. We're going to rerun the event just so we can get a better look at him, run a slightly different team, just obviously, you know, for the sake of running a different team. Do I think these extreme AGL teams could do it? Yes, they definitely could do it. A little bit of link leveling, maybe a bit more fortune with the dupes in terms of Super 17. Maybe if you have a dupe in Frieza, that'll also help. And yeah, I think you definitely could taste success in this stage. Like, it definitely is a stage that you could achieve with an extreme AGL team. I just think that possibly it's not necessarily the easiest stage to put an extreme AGL team together for, and that's just due to the fact that they don't, well, I don't have their suitable double leads. You know, like I said, you've got Teen Gohan, who's great. He's a Kamehameha and 120% AGL lead. You don't really have that for extreme AGL. So that's literally the only thing letting them down. Now, 1 or 2 more AGL Wicked Bloodlines units, and you're probably able to run a full Wicked Bloodlines team. Another AGL Frieza down the line, or Frieza that guards, or something like that, and you're going to be running a mega team. So it is just somewhat difficult to say, really, how good or bad the team could be. But again, you can see here we've got Frieza, we've got the item active, 115k defense, so with an item he'll take double digits, and then we'll be able to kind of just see how he does overall. You need to make sure you get your 18 key with him. The main reason being is that Frieza really needs his 18 key. He really needs to stack that defense. It's super important that he does. If you're not getting your 18 key with him, he's going to drop off later on, and that's not good in this event. So that is one thing I will say about Frieza. Just make sure that you get his 18 key, whether that's because you link him up with someone or you don't link him up with someone, whatever the story is, just make sure you get him linked, get that 18 key, and he'll be fine. And this is a 55% Frieza, so I mean, maybe if I had a dupe, maybe if I had 2 dupes or something like that, Frieza would be solo carrying the event. It's difficult to say, but overall, very solid performance by him. I think we've seen good performance by Frieza. I can't say we've seen a good performance by the team. The team's been very but we've seen a good performance by Frieza, and I think that matters. So yeah, if you're wondering if Frieza can hack it in the Gods of Destruction event, Frieza can. It's really just going to depend on what you have and what you can build around them, and what you can build with them. If you can build a better team than this, you definitely can achieve the stage victory. Double Friezas do help, obviously, and I do think Frieza has a team that he can utilize. It's just gonna take, I think Berta's Easy A will help make the team a bit stronger. Like I said, you'll then have Berta, you'll have Nail, you can have the free-to-play Piccolo Easy A, who's a little bit outdated, but he might just work as a floater. You'll have double Friezas, obviously, which is a big bonus, and then you can somewhat fit in, maybe the final form AGL Frieza, the original Planet Namek one, and then you can possibly fit in, like the power absorption Boo support. That could be a possible option as well. So yeah, definitely some decent options there. The Resurrected Cell, as well, the Otherworld Warriors Cell, he's a solid enough option. So yeah, there's definitely options to build out the team. You're just going to need to put everything together, so that's really about it. I don't think we need to see that much more from Frieza. You can see getting his 18 keys not too hard. 140k defense now, really good, obviously. So yeah, it's one of those things, you can see there, single digits, really good. Gonna get a solid attack stat. He's been attacked beforehand, so we're gonna get double supers. You can clearly see he's the best unit on the team at 55%. He's dishing out some big damage. He's stacking his defense to a high enough place where he's not going to take damage. And just overall, he's just doing a lot of work. He's chucking out big damage. He's, stacking his attack. We haven't even seen the active skill, and that really helps him out. And yeah, he's doing multiple supers. He's managing to really dish out the damage. He's doing like a bar of health at the time, roughly, just under. So I mean, Frieza's fine. Frieza does great, and I think if you have Frieza, you do have a chance of beating the stage. Just need some of the other parts to come together. Like I said, Berta's Easy A might be the cruising point. It may not be. It's just going to depend. You could possibly run Berta and Raccoon. It's a bit of a gamble because obviously Raccoon only has a high chance to guard, but it could necessarily work out. I mean, if Raccoon guards, then you've basically got a really solid lineup of 2 units. that can get their defense super high. You filled out 2 slots in your team, and then you can do something like Nail's really good. You've got the double Frieza, so yeah, really you do have some options, you know. And I think overall Frieza does really well, and I'm really impressed with both his offense and his defense. I think both of them are really great, and I think he's done enough to really warrant being a really good unit. I just think, unfortunately for him, his teams are not there yet. They're not up to speed with what he can do. So I think you'll find that he shines massively, but he's not necessarily the greatest unit due to teams. But that's really it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll see you next time. But until then, stay safe, and bye!